Top 20 Amazon interview questions and answers. Preparing for an Amazon interview? Discover the top 20 questions and expert tips to understand the process, excel in each round, and align with Amazon's leadership principles. 1. What is the Amazon interview process like for software engineers? The Amazon interview process for software engineers typically includes an initial recruiter call, 1 or 2 technical phone screens, and a full-day on-site or virtual loop. Interviews test data structures, algorithms, system design, and behavioral responses based on Amazon's leadership principles. You may face coding challenges using platforms like Amazon Chime. Behavioral questions assess alignment with Amazon's customer obsession and ownership mindset. Successful candidates often demonstrate strong problem-solving skills, clear communication, and an ability to thrive in fast-paced environments. Prepare thoroughly using LeetCode and mock interviews to build confidence and align your answers with the company's core values. 2. How long does the Amazon interview process typically take? The Amazon interview process usually spans 2 to 6 weeks. It starts with a recruiter screening, followed by 1 or 2 technical phone interviews. If you pass these, you'll proceed to an on-site or virtual loop of 4 to 5 interviews in one day. Afterward, the team reviews your performance, and hiring decisions may take from a few days to 2 weeks. Factors affecting the timeline include role urgency, candidate availability, and internal approvals. To stay on track, communicate regularly with your recruiter, prepare thoroughly between rounds, and remain flexible in scheduling. Prompt follow-up can also help accelerate decisions. 3. What are the different rounds in the Amazon interview process? Amazon's interview process typically includes 4 stages: recruiter screening, technical phone interviews, on-site/virtual loop, and final decision. The recruiter call covers your background and role fit. The phone screen usually involves solving coding problems. The on-site loop includes 4 to 5 interviews covering data structures, system design, and behavioral questions based on leadership principles. Each interviewer focuses on specific competencies. A bar raiser is often present to ensure hiring quality. After the loop, feedback is consolidated and reviewed by a hiring panel. Offers are made if all criteria are met. Expect transparency, structure, and leadership-driven assessment at each stage. 4. What should I expect in the Amazon phone screen interview? In the Amazon phone screen, expect a 45, 60-minute technical interview via phone or Amazon Chime. You'll solve 1 to 2 coding problems, typically on data structures, algorithms, or string manipulation, using a shared coding platform. Interviewers look for correct logic, efficiency, edge case handling, and communication. Expect to explain your thought process and justify design choices. Sometimes, a few behavioral questions may be asked to assess culture fit. Prepare by practicing problems on LeetCode, especially medium to hard levels, and get comfortable with coding live. Good audio setup, stable internet, and a quiet environment help ensure a smooth experience. 5. How does the on-site interview at Amazon work? Amazon's on-site interview, also called the loop, consists of 4 to 5 back-to-back interviews, each 45 to 60 minutes. You'll face a mix of technical and behavioral questions. Technical rounds focus on coding, system design, for experienced roles, and problem-solving. Behavioral rounds test alignment with Amazon's 16 leadership principles. One interviewer is typically a bar raiser, an objective third party who ensures hiring quality and cultural fit. Interviews can be on-site or virtual. Prepare to write code on a whiteboard or shared editor, and be ready with star format stories. Clear communication, structured thinking, and strong cultural alignment significantly influence your success. 6. What types of questions are asked in Amazon's behavioral interviews? Amazon's behavioral interviews focus heavily on its 16 leadership principles. You'll be asked situational questions like, tell me about a time you took ownership of a problem, or describe a situation where you had to earn trust quickly. Expect questions that test your ability to handle conflict, work under pressure, and deliver results. Interviewers want to see how your past experiences demonstrate qualities like customer obsession, bias for action, and insistence on high standards. Use the STAR method to structure your answers. Be specific, quantify your results, and show self-reflection to stand out in behavioral interviews. 7. What is the role of Amazon's leadership principles in the interview process? Amazon's leadership principles are central to every stage of its interview process. They guide behavioral questions, influence interviewer evaluations, and are often discussed explicitly in feedback sessions. Each interviewer is assigned specific principles to probe, such as invent and simplify or are right a lot. Your responses should show how you've applied these principles in real work situations. Hiring decisions prioritize alignment with these principles as much as technical skill. Success means going beyond surface-level knowledge and demonstrating you live these principles in practice. Prepare multiple STAR stories covering different principles to increase your chances of impressing the panel. 8. What is a bar raiser at Amazon, and how do they affect hiring decisions? A bar raiser is a specially trained Amazon interviewer who ensures hiring standards stay high across teams. They participate in interviews, typically during the on-site loop, and are responsible for maintaining objectivity. Bar raisers evaluate candidates on leadership principles, technical skills, and long-term potential. Their approval is required for a hire, and they often challenge decisions to avoid bias or premature conclusions. They also help interviewers ask deeper, high-impact questions. Impressing the bar raiser is crucial. They look for data-driven responses, consistent performance across rounds, and a strong cultural fit. Their vote can significantly sway the final decision. 9. How can I prepare for Amazon's technical interview rounds? To prepare for Amazon's technical interviews, focus on data structures, arrays, trees, graphs, heaps, and algorithms, sorting, recursion, dynamic programming. Practice coding on platforms like LeetCode, HackerRank, or CodeSignal, targeting medium to hard problems. Learn system design if you're applying for mid to senior roles. Also, review time and space complexity. Mock interviews help sharpen communication under pressure. Use a whiteboard or a shared editor during practice to simulate real conditions. In addition, prepare STAR format responses for behavioral questions. Consistent, focused practice over 4 to 6 weeks is ideal. Aim to solve problems accurately while clearly explaining your thinking process. 10. How does Amazon assess cultural fit during interviews? Amazon assesses cultural fit by evaluating how well you align with its leadership principles. Rather than vague fit questions, interviewers ask behavioral ones that reveal how you think and act in real situations. They'll listen for indicators like ownership, customer obsession, and the ability to deliver results. Your answers should reflect Amazon's values, like making data-driven decisions or diving deep into problems. Interviewers probe for authenticity and consistency across interviews. Cultural fit isn't about personality. It's about how you work. Strong candidates demonstrate that they naturally operate the Amazon way, even before joining the company. 11. What are the best tips for answering Amazon behavioral interview questions? Start with a clear, concise situation, explain your role, describe your actions in detail, and finish with measurable results. Align each story with Amazon's leadership principles and avoid generalizations. Use I statements to show personal contribution. Keep answers structured, relevant, and under 3 minutes. Practice with real-life examples, focusing on ownership, customer obsession, and problem-solving. Prepare 3 to 5 stories you can adapt across various principles. Finally, listen carefully, ask clarifying questions if needed, and stay honest. Amazon values authenticity and self-awareness as much as success and results. 12. How can I structure my answers using the STAR method at Amazon interviews? The STAR method is essential at Amazon. Structure answers like this: a situation, brief context, where and when; task, what you were responsible for; action, the steps you took. This is the most detailed part. The result, the outcome, backed by metrics if possible. Focus on your individual contributions, even when working in a team. Use specific examples that highlight Amazon leadership principles. Keep answers focused and relevant. Practice aloud to ensure clarity and confidence. A well-delivered STAR story demonstrates structured thinking, self-reflection, and results orientation, exactly what Amazon looks for in top candidates. 13. What are the most common mistakes candidates make in Amazon interviews? Common mistakes include failing to align answers with Amazon's leadership principles, giving vague or generic responses, and not using the STAR method. Some candidates overemphasize team actions rather than personal contributions. Others stumble on coding rounds by not thinking aloud, rushing, or not handling edge cases. In behavioral rounds, long-winded or unfocused stories hurt clarity. Also, not preparing for follow-up questions can leave a weak impression. Lastly, failing to demonstrate a customer-first mindset or ownership may signal poor cultural fit. Prepare thoroughly, practice delivery, and reflect on past experiences to avoid these common pitfalls and stand out. 14. How should I prepare for system design interviews at Amazon? System design interviews are common for mid to senior engineering roles. Prepare by understanding the fundamentals: scalability, availability, consistency, caching, sharding, load balancing, and database choices. Practice designing common systems, e.g. URL shortener, messaging app, e-commerce site. Prioritize simplicity and scalability. Use resources like Grokking the System Design Interview, YouTube tutorials, and mock interviews. At Amazon, interviewers look for deep thinking, practical design decisions, and strong communication. Demonstrating a customer-centric mindset and ownership of trade-offs aligns well with the leadership principles and boosts your success. 15. What are good resources to prepare for Amazon coding interviews? Top resources include LeetCode, especially top interview questions, Cracking the Coding Interview, and HackerRank. Use Educative's Grokking the Coding Interview for pattern-based learning. For mock interviews, try Pramp or interviewing.io. Review data structures and algorithms on Geeks4Geeks and YouTube channels like Tech with Tim or Abdul Bari. Practice with Amazon-style questions. Many are tagged on LeetCode. Focus on medium to hard problems in arrays, trees, graphs, dynamic programming, and strings. Track time and complexity as you solve. Simulate interviews with a friend or coach. Also, prepare a few STAR stories for behavioral rounds. Consistency and breadth of practice are key. 16. How important is domain knowledge or past experience for Amazon interviews? While domain knowledge helps, Amazon prioritizes problem-solving ability, leadership traits, and alignment with its principles. For technical roles, your understanding of data structures, algorithms, and scalable system design often matters more than domain-specific expertise. However, past experience is important during behavioral interviews. Your stories should demonstrate ownership, impact, and growth. For specialized roles, e.g., AWS, ML, finance tech, domain knowledge may carry more weight. Be ready to explain how your experience translates to Amazon's fast-paced, customer-obsessed environment. Ultimately, Amazon values learning ability and long-term potential, so show curiosity, adaptability, and a drive to deliver results. 17. How should I prepare for Amazon interviews if I'm applying for a non-technical role? For non-technical roles like operations, marketing, HR, or finance, focus on Amazon's leadership principles and behavioral interviews. Expect scenario-based questions testing decision-making, customer focus, and cross-functional collaboration. Use the STAR method to frame your answers. Study Amazon's business model, products, and team structure relevant to your role. Read job-specific materials and prepare to discuss past experiences where you took initiative or solved complex problems. Highlight results with data. You may also face case studies or assessments. Communication skills, business acumen, and cultural alignment matter as much as your qualifications. Practice with mock interviews to build clarity and confidence. 18. How can I stand out during the Amazon interview process? To stand out, master the STAR method and tailor every answer to Amazon's leadership principles. Prepare specific, high-impact stories that show ownership, innovation, and bias for action. In technical interviews, communicate clearly, solve problems efficiently, and handle edge cases confidently. In behavioral rounds, Demonstrate humility, self-awareness, and customer obsession. Ask thoughtful questions about the role and team. Research Amazon's products and recent initiatives. Show you're not just qualified, but aligned with Amazon's unique culture. Consistency across all rounds, including with the bar raiser, is key. Finally, be authentic. Amazon values real, thoughtful candidates over rehearsed or overly polished responses. 19. What follow-up steps should I take after the Amazon interview? After your interview, send a brief thank you email to your recruiter, expressing appreciation and continued interest. You don't typically contact individual interviewers at Amazon. Reflect on your performance, what went well, what you'd improve, and document your interview experiences for future growth. Most candidates hear back within 1 to 2 weeks. If not, it's fine to follow up with your recruiter after about 7 to 10 days. If you receive an offer, review it carefully, including total compensation and benefits. If rejected, consider asking for feedback. Many strong candidates succeed after multiple attempts. Amazon values growth and resilience. 20. What are some success stories and key takeaways from candidates who got hired at Amazon? Successful Amazon candidates often emphasize strong preparation, clear communication, and leadership-aligned storytelling. Many cite LeetCode practice and star-based behavioral story crafting as game changers. One key takeaway is the importance of understanding Amazon's leadership principles. Those who wove them naturally into their stories impressed most. Candidates also highlight the role of mock interviews in boosting confidence. Handling follow-up questions well, staying calm under pressure, and demonstrating customer obsession helped them stand out. Rejections were common early on, but those who improved through feedback and consistency often got in on later tries. Persistence and authenticity were their greatest assets. Mastering Amazon's interview process takes preparation and insight. Stay focused, be yourself, and good luck.